Aaron Finch is like that Indian uncle and auntie who go on Thomas Cook holidays. No, they do that sightseeing trip where they will go everywhere in 5 days and spend like 2 minutes. He's doing that with IPL teams basically. But he goes everywhere. He doesn't do much. He just puts some attendance, and then next year he'll be probably playing for Gujarat Titans. He'll be captaining them. Very possible. You never know.
He's Finch hitting for all teams. Basically.
Yeah, Aaron Finch coming soon to an IPL team near you.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review. Can we rock and roll, please?
Hello and welcome to Bits and Pieces, the friendliest cricket podcast. That's right, this is the Amway of podcasts. We recruit newer hosts almost every episode and ask them to get their friends to listen to us. Not just their friends, but their mummies as well, because after all, this is a pyramid scheme. This is the Amway of podcast, but this is the Amaway of podcast episodes because everyone and their selfie sticks is traveling. But not to worry, because we are not on a plane. We are on an anagram of it. We are on a panel. That's right. We put flight mode to bring you this pod episode. I am Tony, and joining me, he is known as the stubborn walker of Cubbon Park. He commits events to memories at a glance and monetizes events on Glance, the app. The lock screen shock scene, the stats guru of Bengaluru, the one, the only, Nitin Sundar.
I'm applauding it. I'm not even Nitin, I'm applauding it.
My goodness. This should go on my epitaph, hopefully many years from now when I die. What an intro. Thank you so much, Tony. Yeah, you mentioned that this is the Amaway episode and we are not on a plane, we are on a panel and all that. The people who have gone away, have they gone to Nepal? Which is also
wow, well done. Nitin just showing off his Wordle streak right there. And rounding up the panel this week, he's the music maker of Malad, the Malord to meme ladies who like a chuckle. He gets along with Ravi Shastri like a house on fire. That's right, we've got cause on hire. Weighing in at 3,500 idlis. Say hi, Kaustubh.
Hello all, like keeping panel and plane, like I need a lapel. No, this is the 15th episode, right? Like we need to like celebrate it in style in a way. Like there's a fourth member also, my idli wala has turned up. So that is going to be in the, it's in the podcast, it's there.
And idli mind is a devil's workshop or something like that. Anyway.
Suffice to say, the strategy for this podcast is our way or the Amway. Because if you don't listen to us, we will get you onto the podcast, make you listen to us, and then your mummies will also listen to us. So, yeah.
Which is very, very different from Mahi way or the... Okay, whatever way. Guys, so we are breaking many traditions here and we are actually recording while there is no cricket going on. Not only that, but we are also recording on a Saturday instead of a Sunday because... record your podcast while Jesus is still not been resurrected or something like that. I don't know, dude. Okay. But anyway, very interesting week. Things have happened. But first of all, I think we need to address the major elephant in the room, which is the Bits and Pieces jinx, which is very, very strong. Cart 2 episodes ago had said SRH will never win even one match in the IPL. And lo and behold, they've strung together a series of 3 victories. Very, very impressive. Defeating the current champions, the table leaders, and who did they defeat yesterday? The finalists from last year. That's right. Very well done to SRH, who also now have a theme song going. All thanks to the Bits and Pieces jinx, guys.
Yeah, so they've started beating the former champions and all of that. They actually started this streak, I would say, right at the start of the tournament because their first 3 games and they were, they were the anti-penultimate champions. So they started, and they're going in sequence. Yeah. It all makes sense now.
Orange and black is the new back. They're back.
No, I think the reason Calcutta lost is because when they won, they didn't have a team song. Right? Like that's the Suraksha Kavach kind of thing, right? Like you need like a team song to like back you up so that like you can, like when the going gets tough or something, you remember that your jersey is, I don't know, purple and your pants are golden or something. Like, because like yesterday they were outplayed, completely outplayed. Like I was watching it, you have like you had like Umran Malik bowling 145 clicks and bowling accurate 145 clicks, not random things that are like going like he's not flailing his arms and like, the ball is going for 5 wides or something. He's bowling very accurately. He completely outfoxed Iyer, and he like it was so good that like Dale Steyn jumped up from the the coaching place, dugout. I can't even remember words anymore. I think it's like,
That's how well Umran Malik was going.
yeah, and like that was the highlight for me to see like everyone just celebrating this one kid who's like not only bowling fiery spells but like accurately bowling it. Like Andre Russell could hit just 2 runs off an over of this guy. Like it's genuinely, I enjoyed watching them play. The league is better for it that SRH are doing well. We have less memes, sure, but it's okay. Mumbai is still like, it's a Bombay duck, like I said. They have 0 points so far.
We'll never hear their theme song. But SRH, what a turnaround. I think Dale Steyn has pretty much like said that he's living vicariously through Umran Malik, and Harsha has been forever been excited about this prospect, saying, please, let Dale Steyn be with Umran for a long time. So it's happened.
So that Umran will mature like Hyderabad biryani that's been cooked in a dum pot or whatever. Slow cooked to death.
Yeah, and but I mean, it's really funny, right? Now we can find reasons why SRH is winning. But literally last week, Muttiah Muralidharan was being interviewed, on the sidelines, where he was basically being asked, why did you let Rashid Khan go? And he said, yeah, we couldn't afford him. And now I am the spin bowling coach for a team that has 0 spinners. So... And also, Simon Katich walked away from the team the day after the auction, saying, you guys didn't do anything according to plan. Some random person was racing the paddle, who may or may not have been Kavya Maran, who was missing for the first 2 matches when they actually strung their victories together. So,
No, she was there yesterday.
Yeah, she was there yesterday, but wearing white. So, either she shouldn't be there or she should be wearing white. This is the key to success.
It's all an effort to improve the fielding standards of Sunrisers Hyderabad. Muralidharan, obviously, a lot of us believe he's a spinner, but Vishen Singh Bedi said that, 800 runouts. So he's actually there as the fielding coach to help the team effect better runouts. And while their runouts have actually improved, their catching is pretty poor, which is why Simon Katich walked away, because, they're not catching anything.
Catch it.
Simon Catch.
Oh, sorry.
This is the anagram episode. Simon didn't get enough monies. So, okay, monies, whatever. But, anyway, I mean, funny things.
The reason they didn't get Rashid Khan was during the auction, they didn't say Simon says when they were bidding for Rashid. Otherwise, they'd have got Rashid also. Moving on.
Yeah. Actually, at some point, Prasidh Krishna and Rashid Khan were facing off, and I realized that there's probably a Rashid Khan in Prasidh Krishna if you anagram it very furiously.
Different team though.
Yeah, very different team.
Different teams, huh?
But also, it's... Speaking of Muttiah Muralidharan, I think a couple of weeks ago, Paddy Upton was asked, you've been named as a team catalyst for the team.
Royals, Rajasthan Royals.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Another meme. Team.
Oh, that's actually a role, is it? His
official designation is team catalyst.
Team catalyst, yeah.
So they got him on the sidelines and they asked him, what is team catalyst? And he's like, I have no idea. I'm just here, just chilling.
I'm here to aid the chemistry within the team.
Yeah.
Like this, it's lived up though. Last week, I was just complaining over the fact that we see we're not even halfway through the tournament. Okay, by now we would have been, had this been like an 8-team structure or whatever, but we are not even halfway through the tournament at this point, and we're getting good banter. Bangalore lost to Chennai once again. The only team that they, the only time that they can beat Chennai.
Those are the teams. Don't bother me.
Okay, and not only were they beaten, they were thrashed. All right, and everybody turned up. You have Shivam Dubey falling short of 100. You had Theekshana bowling absolute amazing balls to I think he didn't dismiss Kohli, he dismissed Maxwell. I think it's just it's coming up. I would feel in a couple of days it'll go from why is this happening to kind of sort of palatable.
Yeah, inevitable. But we also all saw Bangalore losing to CSK, right? CSK Robin Bangalore of the points was there for the taking. But going back to our jinx, right? Again, just want to reiterate that Nitin's fantasy league is still on. And I want to basically say these following players are not going to score any more points ever in the upcoming matches. And they may or may not be on my team. So let's see if the jinx work. Faf du Plessis, Shikhar Dhawan, Mayank Agarwal, David Warner, Stoinis, Rana, Lewis, Finch, Lalit Yadav, Riyan Parag, and Vijay Shankar are never going to score any more fantasy points. Guys.
Oh my god. Imagine if Vijay Shankar suddenly like gets good.
Imagine.
But interestingly, on the SRH theme song, our eagle-eared, what is the equivalent of eagle-eyed for yours, dude? Okay, we need to find out. But whatever. Our
Dog-eared. No, that's different.
Friend of the podcast at ADI 1112 ADI 1112 actually pointed out that it's an line by line rip-off of the theme song of an AFL team called the Richmond Tigers. So we shall link both from the show notes. So no points to originality for SRH, but they are hanging in there.
No, but that's the thing. All these like you need crowd or like known songs that people can chant to, right? To write these anthems at some level.
Bazigar.
But that's what. So I wouldn't cut points for that, dude. Like you need to be creative with the lyrics at the very least, which they have been.
But
right?
who is the Australian? Who is the Australian in the SRH side? Is it Tom Moody?
Tom Moody. Tom Moody is. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
with all the responsibility, he's also got to come up with the team song. Wow. Okay.
But David Warner used to be at Sunrisers, and this song apparently has been around for a while. So maybe Warner, but no, Warner is actually a creative genius. So I don't think he would flick a song from from elsewhere. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe Moody is the culprit after all.
Hardik Pandya, not only is he like scoring runs for fun, taking wickets and walking off the field, he's also breaking stumps and the stump the stump with the camera on it. And the funniest thing was this happened, I think, around the 7th over or something. And they'd already taken the C8 Tires strategic timeout, right? Which meant that the umpires were like, we need to dig this whole thing up and replace the stump. So they actually cut transmission for 10 minutes without knowing what to do, just to replace one stump, dude. That's the panic Hardik Pandya has caused.
Literally, they dug themselves into a hole, right? By taking the timeout before this unfortunate or this unforeseen event happened. What are those stumps made of? That was not even a very powerful throw or anything. It was very funny to watch that on slow-mo replay, the way that stump just, bent and had to be replaced. And that umpire took a long time digging the detritus out to replace it.
Like the stumps will fail the yo-yo test, man. But that it was fun to see Pandya, dude. Like it just reminds you that like Pandya who's fit is like truly world class, and like it's thrown.
Idli wala is here.
Yeah, he's agreeing with me.
He
agrees with me. Right. So the problem with Pandya getting fit now is it has again thrown a spanner in the works of all our dream 11s for the World Cup that's coming up, because like who are you going to drop? You're going to put Jaddu there, you're going to put Pandya there, you want to bring Shardul Thakur also, like who the heck are you going to drop to accommodate him? Like Venki Iyer is gone. Like I remember it said, right, like we have no innovations like retiring out or whatever, right? Hardly an innovation, it is just finally getting some kind of mainstream approval because like it's got a Ashwin stamp of like innovation or something. But like you should start baby overs now, right? Like because like why not 3-3 after 3-3 balls? Like he's getting smashed. We'll get someone else to bowl or something, right? Like,
hey, Hardik Pandya did that also. No one called it an innovation because it was an Ashwin. He walked off.
Yeah, but like we need Venki Iyer is basically like a baby season wonder, no? Like he's done like five matches of the last season. He did really well. He banked in on it.
Baby season.
He had a baby season basically. Okay, that's what 5 matches he did well. They retained him. Okay, I don't know why they retained him because Gill was there, but instead they retained him. And now, like with Pandya fit, it's literally like it's like I don't. How does he? There's no way you would bring Venkatesh Iyer in if Pandya's fit, man. Like it's like in the national side basically. It's good.
What do you think of Pandya's captaincy though? He seems to be getting angry. He
Yeah.
gave Shami a bit of a sounding off for not attempting. Has he never seen Shami field before? Like, what is this? Even Shami was like, who are you shouting at? It's me.
He's setting new standards on the field. But yeah, I mean, I think he'll learn. I don't think we expected Gujarat Titans to do as well as they're doing, but they look like a complete proper side with Hardik being the gunnest of gun players. One person who's definitely out of contention, I guess, now is Deepak Chahar, poor fellow, who has now fully out of the IPL and probably will he make it back into the World Cup squad? Maybe that's who like Hardik Pandya will replace him.
Like both like Mumbai and Chennai have two passengers with them now, right? Like Jofra Archer and Deepak Chahar.
Oh, I thought you were saying Rohit Sharma. Okay. Sorry.
Wow. Oh, such hate.
You could argue that Deepak Chahar has a passenger with him, and that's called CSK. But yeah. And they've gone to Nepal on a plane.
Yeah, so like I was just going through the table, right? And these are the teams from whom I've not heard like a team song yet. Okay. Okay, so Delhi Capitals, Kolkata Knight Riders, Punjab Kings, Gujarat Titans have not come out a song yet, as far as I know.
Hey, but they do have a song on the Metaverse. They did the Bhangra and all of that.
No, but like these 4 teams plus now there's Chennai and Mumbai. So like 6 teams that do not have a song yet out of like the 10 teams that are playing. I am just I am a little scared about what the next week is going to hold, because once like Bombay starts winning and once KKR try and figure out who they are and they start winning, like, oh god, dude, it's going to be an assault on the ears.
KKR tried to figure out who they are. Okay, very, very existential kind of
No, but that's
situation.
that's what the team is, right? Like you had Varun Chakravarti before the match. He's like, I'm working on this mystery ball. Okay, like I'm putting a lot of effort into it. I'm working on new variations, and if it comes good, it's going to be really like it's going to be a game changer or something. He says this. Poor fellow gets smashed yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Varun Chakravarti famously worked on new variations last year also, except it was a new variant of COVID that he brought into the IPL. So who knows? He might come up with something that dramatically alters the IPL.
Yeah, please don't reverse jinx Varun Chakravarti. He's on Nitin's team.
No, but that's the team. This like that's a team. I was going to say that's a thing. Basically, they replaced Rahane with Aaron Finch. Okay, and Finch gets out for scoring like 7 out of like 5 balls or something. And like Rahane would have done that, dude, and not taken a foreign slot. Like this team is just. It's going to be fun. Is this the new SRH? And is SRH the new... I don't know. The season is too long, man.
But Aaron Finch is like that Indian uncle and auntie who go on Thomas Cook holidays. No, they do that sightseeing trip where they will go everywhere in 5 days and spend like 2 minutes. He's doing that with IPL teams basically. He is now played for what we spoke about this last week.
IPL.
This is a 9th team, yeah.
It seems like 14 because except that there haven't been 14. If there were 14 IPL teams, he would have played for them. But he goes everywhere. He doesn't do much. He just puts some attendance, and then next year he'll be probably playing for Gujarat Titans. He'll be captaining them. Very possible. You never know.
He's Finch hitting for all teams. Basically.
Yeah, Aaron Finch coming soon to an IPL team near you.
Yeah.
Talk about Ashwin, guys.
Go for it.
No. I mean, thoughts. I mean, what next is Ashwin going to do? Right? We've seen him walk out in the middle of batting. Basically, retired hurt, Attitail as we used to call it back in Chennai.
Attitail.
Attitail. Yeah, that's what in gully cricket in Chennai we used to say. Attitail. It is supposed to be hurt retired, except that nobody was very sure what it was, and in the streets of Chennai, it is a Attitail. It is actually spelled Attitail. So,
oh, nice.
Oh, there is a spelling also.
Yeah, we have to write it.
But that is where Ashwin should have been batting to begin with, at the tail. Like, what the hell is he doing walking out at number 3 for Rajasthan Royals is what we should be asking.
Or I thought you were going to say he should have been batting in gully cricket. But yeah, Attitail in a gully near you is where Ashwin should be batting. But you got to give the guy points, right? He's moving cricket forward one step at a time by doing things that people are just uncomfortable doing.
Fair.
Whether it is monkading someone, attitailing himself, whatnot. There is definitely a stigma associated with this, right? It's just surprising that across, even in one-day cricket for that matter, back in the day, that this wasn't something that was happening. And it's good to see someone actually just say, you know what, I don't think I'm timing the ball. I'm going out because I believe there are better batsmen after me. Nice to see.
Yeah, I think it's a logical progression. But also, like, once you retire out, it affects your stats, no? Your average goes down. So I can understand why mainstream batsmen may not do it in 1 day or whatever. In T20s, it's different.
I think more than average, it's also, you're literally saying that you're not good enough. Right? And that's a huge
like
step
that
in cricket. Yeah, I think that's largely what it is, which is why a batsman probably is never going to do it of his or a batter is not going to do it of his or her own accord. But it's also touchy for a coach to say, you know what, I've selected this batsman and I've sent him above the rest of the lineup. Now should I call him back? And it gets tricky.
Oh.
So when Nitin brought up the whole like, we should have retired out in our gully cricket. Like here, I remember when I was playing as a kid, we used to have this used to waste the delivery. So suppose I wasn't good at cricket. Okay, like, let's be like fully honest here. Like I would just flail my arms wildly at the ball, and like if it's in my arc, it is not in the park. It has broken someone's window. Okay, and then we have to run away for the day. Okay, so that's how I used to play. So it was very like high risk, high reward. Okay, like I mean that's what I called it now. Back in the day, I was playing last. But basically what used to happen is the other person will just waste the ball on me. He'll be like the non-strikers end is the guy we don't want on strike because they need 13 of the over. You just give him dollies. Don't get him out. Like that's it. Like let the other guy stay at the non-strikers end, and I try to run a single and then entire the field will get packed. Like the concept is be wasting the ball. Like तू इस पे वेस्ट कर like तू उसको भागने मत दे like let him hit a 4, it's fine, तू उसको भागने मत दे बस. Right, so like is that going to be like the next like innovation after like baby season and baby over and whatnot, where like you just know like you have like an Umesh Yadav on strike or whatever, and you don't bowl wild I'm saying you won't bowl wild Yorker or something. You try and hit, it's fine. Okay, and if the catch goes up, I'll drop it. It's okay because you will run 2. It's enough for me. Right, like.
But isn't this what happened with Tewatia last year?
Yeah,
right?
Correct.
He was. I'm sure he was the kind of batsman who Punjab back in that game would have thought, okay, let's keep this guy on strike and keep Sanju away from strike. And I think eventually Samson got frustrated or whatever and got out also.
Yeah.
And then suddenly Tewatia started timing it.
Yeah.
And it is the same thing that an Umesh Yadav also potentially could do because he is capable of slugging a few big ones, right? So this could be a bit dangerous in T20 cricket.
No, but it's the same way as retiring out, right? Like it's the same thing as like you retire, like I retire out. It could be like it's a high risk, high reward. What if the guy after me, in like it's happened in Rajasthan, or Riyan Parra did not time those 2 6s? No, he hit 1 6, I think. But what if that doesn't happen?
He got 6 and they won by 3 runs.
Yeah,
and they won by 3 runs.
They won by 3 runs, right? Yeah. So what if that did not happen? Like it is all high risk, high reward. I'm just saying. Like we're not talking about like big brain innovations and like whatever. It is literally gully cricket redux. Okay,
yeah, but also there's another way of doing this, right? Just take a free hit and either 6 or out, right? Like, but that's the thing with Ashwin.
Which happens a lot more, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing with Ashwin. He is clever, but he also wants you to know that he's clever. So instead of probably just skying one, he'll retire out and give you stuff to talk about.
So Ashwin actually said this, right? Apparently, I think Gautam was bowling an over and he gave himself that over. He said, I'm going to try and see if I can time the ball. Apparently, he was throwing the kitchen sink at every ball in that over and was not able to connect. And at that point, he decided, okay, this is just not working out for me today. Let me go out. So sometimes you're not even able to get out. You're trying to, but you're not even timing a ball enough to hit it up in the air.
I'm so talented that I can't get out, guys. Please, I have to retire.
And this is where it gets tricky for a coach, right? It's tough for a coach to call out that this is happening. Only a batsman would know that he's going through this crisis where he can't even time a ball well enough to give a catch.
No, but that's the thing. Yeah. This aligns. The reason Ashwin can do this, it aligns with who he is. His personality doesn't overlap with look at me scoring these big runs. It aligns with oh my god, look how smart I am.
Exactly.
Right. So it's which is why he's the perfect person to start this. Right. Like when you say something like big batters will not do this because they're experienced or like whatever. Whereas Ashwin is like, bro, I'm experienced. That's why I'm doing this.
No,
and then came in as a pinch hitter in the next game. and didn't do jack.
No, he smashed Rashid Khan for a 6.
And he played like 6 or 7 dot balls and then got out.
And no disrespect to Ashwin, right? I am exactly the same person. When I was umpiring in school, I wanted to show off that I knew the rules, so I just called one shot, even though like they'd made the ground. I'm like, I know one shot, I know the signal for it, I am going to use it right now. That is exactly Ashwin's mindset. So I am team Ashwin.
In gully cricket, when an umpire calls one shot, it's time to attitail that umpire.
Yeah, so very, very slyly, Nitin thought we'd miss it, but Kaus mentioned if it's in the arc, it's out of the park. Another victim or beneficiary of the bits and pieces jinx is David Miller.
I believe I mentioned in the last episode that the last time Miller hit a couple of sixes on the trot was back in 2014 or 15. I don't think he has broken that jinx. I don't think he's hit such. I've been checking the scorecard very assiduously. He's hitting a lot of fours. He's not hit sixes so far. But good work by us to bring David Miller back into form and also to establish that Kaustubh is the David Miller of bits and pieces. Like, in the arc, breaks the window.
There's never been. I remember this one time that like in my life, that I hit a 6 that was properly timed and like whatever, and turns out they changed the rules and it is out. Right. As in, so I was out of town for like a week and I come back and we are playing cricket. No one tells me the rule has changed because of some car is in the corner there, so they don't want people to hit sixes there. I thought full Josh me, full shot I hit it. Dude, it was a beautiful shot, and it was out. Like,
but they bowled it in that arc, so you'd hit it there probably. But was it 6 and out or just out?
No, out. It's
okay. 6 and out, incidentally, was the name of Brett Lee's band. Based on the same group, right? That when they
6 and out is Brett Lee's brand, and no 6 but out is Idli's brand. Because that's what happened to Kaustubh. Yeah.
I have to speak about the catch of the IPL from Ambati Raidu. And very clearly, like Nitin pointed out, and also a friend of the podcast, Sandy, if you're listening, pointed out, it was very clearly the exact replica of Ponting's catch right before he retired, right? Where did that come from, guys? Like, Ambati Raidu, who was thrown out of the 2019 World Cup squad for 3D Vijay Shankar because he brings 3 dimensions, batting, bowling and fielding, and retired from one-day cricket, if I'm not mistaken, after that, has taken the catch of the IPL 2022. Reactions? Thoughts?
I would not be too surprised because they're playing against RCB. Okay.
It was just that sort of day. It was the sort of day where anything anyone in CSK did was going to work out. Raidu, of course, sat padded up for about 1 hour waiting to come out when Uthappa and Dubey were going hammer and tongs after RCB. So he was clearly itching to express himself, and he did so. And he did so on the field. Fantastic catch.
See, RCB vibe then. Just the vibe.
Yeah, it is just the like you have a 4-game losing streak and then turns out to playing RCB next. I think they were just chilling CSK. They're like, we like this. We know it. We don't have to, the burden of whatever losing so many games will weigh in on RCB by themselves. We just have to be ourselves there, right? Because they couldn't they were 9 down, I think, right? They couldn't get all of them out. CSK.
Yeah. Isko batting kar do.
Yeah, basically, right? Let's waste balls on him or something. So, but no, it still speaks to the fact that like CSK's bowling is not that great. Like, it's still the only reason they won is because they're playing against RCB. Like, if they're not playing RCB again, I don't think they're going to get 4 points anytime soon.
But are they in the same group or the same group?
Who knows? Is anyone even keeping track? Does anyone even know? I'm sure the people running the IPL could change the groups in midway into the tournament. Nobody is going to know. I'm sure even the teams don't know what's going on. But I think Mukesh Chowdhury or whoever that bowler is, the left-arm seamer, he got Virat Kohli's wicket, right? And I think very early in his spell. And you thought, oh, great, this great for a young lad to come and take the big man's wicket. And then he got smashed. I think the rest of the day was really bad for him. I think he dropped a catch and so on. And his teammates had to come and console it. So...
Like the biggest, I would say, not even a talking point, but like what I noticed is like, you have Dubey just smashing it right at the other end, and Dhoni is giving him advice. Yeah, like I'm sure Dhoni can't even see the ball. Like it's like he's just like, I heard a noise. He's echolocating at this point, I feel, because like there's no way you can see someone bowling that fast, right? And like after every ball, Dubey is getting advice from Dhoni. You do. He's hitting. It's not even like you can tell when they fist bump and like, hey, good shot. It's not even that. Dhoni is like pointing randomly in like the stand or something. For target this area or something, and Dubey is like, yes sir, whatever. And like I think the reason CSK won is because like he didn't contribute anything with the bat, right? And he didn't have to face a ball, like Dhoni basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
But just for the vibe of the day, right? Dubey was on 94 and it was the last ball, and he skied one. Faf du Plessis, again part of my team, was under it, and the fellow actually drops it and then claims the catch, dude. Like, what is
I
going
I didn't get that. That was a very unfaffy thing to do.
Yeah, maybe he didn't realize that it was the last ball or whatever. But Dubey ended up 95, not out, not even retired out. But very famously, I've been a long-standing denouncer of Ambati Rayudu, right? I just want to put it out there because I always refer to him as Biryani because of the 2014 story, not the 2021 story, when Raina and Ambati Rayudu were actually making biryani for the CSK team, if you remember, in the lockdown. So my point is that Rayudu was only made the team because Dhoni loves Ambati Rayudu's homemade biryani. Kaus, do you know this 2014 story?
no, please.
This happened in CLT20. I think that was one of the things that was happening one of those times. And they were in Hyderabad staying in ITC Kakatiya, and Dhoni basically wanted homemade biryani, which Rayudu sent over. But the staff at ITC said, we can't allow this without security check, or you can't eat in the boardroom or one of those things. And Dhoni got so upset that he moved the entire team and N. Srinivasan to Taj Krishna.
Wow.
Right? So it was one of those crazy
Was the biryani
things,
good?
I mean, I'm guessing that's why Rayudu has been in the team all this while was my comment, right? Because
Until he was not.
Yeah, and actually that the report from the Hindustan Times actually ends on a very nice note, right? Which I just read out. Spokesperson of Taj Krishna confirmed the sudden arrival of esteemed guests, while the Kakatiya counterpart, visibly stressed, refused to comment. If you had to guess if this is from Hindustan Times or Son of Bosi, you'd probably guess Son of Bosi. But yeah, that is the biryani story, and why I always denounce Ambati Rayudu's biryani Rayudu, but that was a pretty stunning, spectacular catch.
Yeah. Do you remember the other incident from 2014 when I think it was the last over of a tight chase, and Dhoni was doing his thing where he would refuse to take singles because he believes only he can hit sixes and win. Except the non-striker was Ambati Rayudu, who was in the team as a batsman, and Dhoni was refusing to give him strike. I think India lost that game because Dhoni couldn't eventually hit the six. That was back in the day when Dhoni could hit sixes and all that. Yeah, good days.
But like when you said like sudden surprise at the sudden appearance or whatever, it conjured up this like that DD Mahabharata or whatever, and say Prakat ho gaye, and like the smoke and like clouds and like thunder noise, and suddenly like Dhoni pops up in front of the Taj foyer or something, and he's like, what's happening? And he's come with biryani there, saying, please, I need a place. Yeah, I'll give you leg piece. Give me
leg piece.
Give me short leg. No, this is exactly what the ball also felt that day. Suddenly, out of nowhere, Ambati Rayudu emerged and took the catch.
Oh yeah, but definitely great catch.
Yeah, but just to round this off, my scorn for Ambati Rayudu meant I didn't pick him in my team, and Nitin did. Instead, I picked,
he's not getting to bat.
And instead, I picked Vijay Shankar, like the Indian team of 2019. And as of now, Vijay Shankar has scored 44 points in all matches put together, and Ambati Rayudu has 149. So that's almost like 3x of what Vijay Shankar has scored, 3x of 3D, which is like 9D. So Ambati Rayudu is like 9D Rayudu now, dude. So,
oh boy.
That's that. But guys, moving on, we've always wondered what would happen if KL Rahul was the test captain of the Indian team. And we don't have to do that simulation because that's pretty much exactly what Joe Root did for England cricket and then retired. What's it? Joe Root has retired as the most successful test captain for England, which was very shocking for me.
What? What does that even mean?
He's won 27 tests.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one more than Alistair Cook, I think.
No, Alistair Cook is 24. I think there's like Strauss and Cook are 24 and
Michael Vaughan.
Vaughan might be 26 or 25, one of those.
That's
But
amazing.
yeah, Joe Root has a 42% win rate, but he is the most successful captain for England, despite the fact that they won one in the last 17 tests, some weird stat like that, right? So Joe Root, end of an era. And right now, as Owen Morgan succinctly summed up England's power vacuum, they have no coach, no managing director of cricket, no selector, and also no test captain.
Why did Owen Morgan give this succinct summation though?
Because he's
still...
the white ball captain, right? So he was
and he's like making fun of the test.
No, really. This is before Root retired. He made the statement and then immediately Root also retired.
He didn't retire, he
we didn't have
resigned.
any.
He resigned.
Resigned.
Whatever, he's been uprooted.
Yeah.
But we have to. I have to call out what our good friend Murli from Lisbon had to say about this on our WhatsApp group. We've historically heard the captaincy weighing down on form and hence gonna focus on batting step downs. This is a rare, I'm just too much in form. I'm afraid it will get affected by my captaining this Kusu a team step down. Which is an apt summation of Root stepping down. His batting has gone from, I think, Bradman-esque to God level. While England's fortunes have gone the other way. So yeah.
Sorry, this is Murli Sadgopan, to which Kart also mentioned that this is ripe for a Son of Bosi post, which goes like, Root tells ECB he's ready to continue as England captain, but will play as batsman for Australia or India.
This sounds like Aaron Finch's IPL strategy.
Yeah, but I got confused between Murli Sadgopan and another friend of the podcast, Varun Murli, who just sent us this report on Root stepping down, right? And they're basically trying to play out how amazing Root is, although like he was basically the which is why I made the KLR equivalent. The greatest thing that Root had done was that he basically put Broad and Anderson aside, which meant that Ollie Robinson was expected to step up and he started well. Root gave him a voice and he responded by putting together a PowerPoint presentation to the group on how to dismiss the West Indies batsmen, impressing everyone with his knowledge. He would not have felt so empowered with Broad and Anderson in the room. This is a test series that England lost, right? Just clarifying.
Are you saying like this is like this reads like one of those seniors are not there, so let us like have fun types? But like when you have like Root is such a first bencher, is having fun, is making PPTs for the rest of the team. Like it's
very bad.
It was inevitable. Like to be very honest, like Root having to step down or like I don't know sacked or whatever. I'm not too sure like what the what the actual
official party line is.
So
you just call it uprooted, I think.
Yeah, no, but like he had to step down, and what if you notice now, only one person from the Fab Four is still a captain of the national side, right? Like,
and SRH.
You're right, actually. Only one of the Fab Four is an international captain as well as an IPL captain.
So it's I mean, like, is it time to retire the Fab Four also? And like create a new Fab Four led with Marnus and Babar. I don't know who the remaining two will be, but
KL Rahul, dude, come on.
Munde bar of Fab Four. He's already an IPL captain, so he's midway there.
Fab Duplessis. Okay.
Oh boy. No, I think Root did it wrong, man. You give your players a voice, you shouldn't be letting them make PowerPoint presentations. You should get them onto a podcast or get them to start singing team songs. Like, he's doing it all wrong.
Does anyone remember Homework Gate from back?
Yeah, exactly what I thought of. Exactly what I was reminded of as you were reading that one out. Right?
I think you should tell.
You should please recount it. Yeah.
There are like young listeners also. Come on.
I don't remember the gory details. Mickey Arthur asked, this was during Australia's tour of India in 2013, I believe, when Jadeja and Ashwin spun the shit out of Australia and India defeated Australia 4-0 in that test series. The test series was going so badly and the Australian team was not gelling together too well or whatever. So Mickey Arthur, who was the coach of Australia back then, asked his players to come up with some kind of a presentation or a homework. He asked them to write something on imposition of something of that sort. And there were four players
I will play spin better, write it 100 times.
Yes, might. And there were four players. I believe it was Watson, Johnson, Was Khwaja one of the four? No. Watson and Johnson, I remember.
Watson
and
was
there were two other
the
players.
main one. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. And two other players who did not
Do homework.
submit their homework, and they were sent back home.
What?
And they were sent
Yeah.
back home midway through the tour. The tour was going pure shape. I mean, Dhoni hit a double 100. That's how bad.
Oh, that's the series. Oh, yes.
Yes,
Huh.
yeah, and they sent back some of their most important players, right, and promptly lost the remaining games as well. So, yeah, this reminded me of that, right? PowerPoint and boardroom presentations and whatnot. Just get wickets, guys. I mean, England have not beaten West Indies since I don't know 1960. They've beaten them once.
From that, Australia to Justin Langer begging Marnus Labuschagne, please don't take a toasty sandwich in your pocket because we've just been through Sandpaper Gate. Australia has come a long way, dude, right?
Yeah, and they won a World Cup. So
Yeah, and Justin Langer has promptly been thrown out, and Andrew McDonald has been appointed for, I think, 4 years now, which I'm
I am
guessing
loving
will
it.
get. Well played. Which I'm guessing will get reevaluated after the India tour, where hopefully they lose 4-0. Let's see.
No, but like Andrew McDonald is this sort of like his career actually spans the current playing era, right? Like he has played with everybody. He has played with Cummins and Ponting. He has played with Kohli and AB de Villiers at RCB. Like it's
What, really?
Yeah, he was part of the RCB team in like 2010, 11 or something.
I don't think even Andrew McDonald knows this too.
Right, but like it's like, and from whatever like interviews I have seen or whatever, like when I saw Langer do interviews, I was like, it reminded me of him being the opener of Australia test team, right? And it's like at some level, sure, I wanted him to do a good job, but at some level I also wanted him to fail, because that's how I felt when Langer was like batting for Australia. So when you see Andrew McDonald like talk and like just bring up his points or whatever, you don't feel any kind of like antagonism. Like you feel, yeah, like he seems like a nice guy, and yeah, I think this Australia team is going to be unstoppable very soon. Like it's
when I see
already-
Andrew McDonald, right, I'm reminded of. I actually think he's an English player. He played, towards the back end of that era when Australia was still very dominant, and he just wasn't that good, right? And he was like, how is this guy playing for Australia? Used to always be my thought, but yeah, he didn't have too much of a career for Australia itself. So.
Yeah, but he's been a journeyman, dude, in T20s. He's played in the BBL with Watson. He's played with Chris Gayle. It's a...
You're basically saying he's the Tendulkar of Australian cricket because he has played with all the eras.
No, I was going to say, like, Finch is going to be the next person. Like, Finch has gone around everywhere batting. So, like, in about 10 years' time, you'll see Finch taking over as coach. That's what it's going to be. And some new podcast called Pieces and Bits in, like, 10 years from now is going to, like, oh, did you know Finch has all played with, like, rubbed shoulders with so many players. Like, that's what's going to happen.
But Finch will then coach a different team every year. There aren't so many teams going around the coaching leagues.
Andrew McDonald he was Rajasthan's coach 2 years ago.
Oh boy, yeah, he was. That's true.
Yeah. But I actually picked up this On Morgan quote from a Mark Nicholas piece, I think. And Mark Nicholas' submission is that On Morgan needs to retire and then become like the guy who's coaching the England team
Ireland.
right away, right? No,
Oh,
why?
really?
England, yeah. He's saying
He's
saying
originally from Ireland, dude.
yeah, correct. Yeah. But anyway, so England's right now without coach, but I think Rob Key is apparently touted to be the next guy.
Which means he's not going to be the next guy. Every time we have brought up someone who's going to be a potential coach,
but
literally the
Rob-
next day a reporter will come in saying, listen, I am not doing it.
Rob Key in commentary is such a joy, dude. I think since we are not English, it would be good for us to have him in the commentary box. Which means
Like
that
the entire job of coaching only exists to make cricket sound poorer. Like all the good commentators are getting pulled into
look
coaching.
at you now, like sidling up to Ravi Shastri and all. Very sly. Like. Yeah, but this means that
That's
when
what the doctor ordered.
in India finally finishes the 5 test series, neither Joe Root nor Virat Kohli will be captain. The coaching staff has also changed. It is like one ship of this year's series. So
Yeah.
good. When is that match happening? July or something?
Yeah, it's supposed to happen in July.
Part of the WTC.
Yeah.
Hashtag you remember.
Yeah. Guys, we should talk about this particular ball that this ball that Lockie Ferguson bowled. that got a wicket, right? The slower ball to Josh Butler,
Yeah.
which came 20 kilometers per hour
Slower.
slower. It is the most beautiful ball I've ever seen in the IPL, in the history of the IPL, because obviously it was a great ball, right? He was bowling 140 odd and he was getting smashed.
Yeah.
And suddenly there was this 20 kilometer per hour drop of pace. It was,
Yeah.
I think, back of the hand loopy delivery.
Yeah.
Butler swings and misses. But the beautiful part was the ball didn't just go and hit the stumps, but it went and landed at the base of the stumps and just stayed there.
Yeah.
Right? And the bails came up. I've never seen a wicket
Amazing.
that is more beautiful than that. I don't know what you guys.
I have seen Jofra Archer's like after getting the wicket bowled, the ball went for 6, like off the stumps.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, this is the
That is just
opposite of that.
Another one of Rishabh Pant's innovations, which doesn't get enough due credit.
But yeah, this I remember this, and like it was completely against the run of play. Like Butler was just like smashing. I think the ball before that he hit for a 6 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
I
was.
think
it
it
was
changed
quite
the
nice,
course
yeah.
of the game, actually. Yeah.
But here's the funny part about Jofra Archer is that he's been out of action for so long that we no longer have tweets which predict the future from Jofra Archer. Right? Like he's been away for so long, dude, and probably like Root stepping down has to do something with Jofra Archer's unavailability also. But here's the thing, right? You guys have probably read The Legend of Pradeep Matthew, Chinaman, a beautiful book from Sri Lanka. But there is this delivery that I vividly remember Srishant bowling to Jayasurya in the early part of the IPL with a slower one and getting him absolutely bowled. Except I can't find footage of it anywhere. So I don't know if it exists just in my memory or like we have to contend with Lockie Ferguson bowling Josh Butler for the rest of our life. But
Talking about Indian fast bowlers dismissing Jayasurya with slower balls, right? There was this, I think, 97, back when Jayasurya was hitting a minimum of 100 runs against India every time he comes out to bat. And Srinath had conveniently...
Score starts at 100. Like they say, okay, declare 100.
Score starts at 100. Yeah, the score starts
Simulate.
at 100. The only thing to bargain is how many balls he took to get to 100. Because it used to be 70, 60, 40, whatever. And Javagal Srinath, who was the only bowler who could really trouble Jayasurya, was out with a rotator cuff tear, so you had Kuruvilla and Harvinder Singh and Mohanty showing up, and Venkatesh Prasad, right, like mercilessly getting slaughtered.
Wait, what a Fab Four this is. We need to take a moment to just repeat their names.
Abhay Kuruvilla, Debashish Mohanty, Venkatesh Prasad, of course, was the spearhead of that attack, and you also had Harvinder Singh, right? Imagine how good that attack was. Like Doda Ganesh and David Johnson could not break into it, right? That's how good this attack was. Anyway, but what I remember was this was after the 340 test where Jayasurya hit 340 and they scored 952. In the next test match, Jayasurya scored 199, by the way. Not many people remember. He again came and started whacking the city. I think he was so angry that he didn't get 400 that he was like, And that game, he was on 199 and Kuruvilla gets him out with a beautiful slower ball. It was a slow off cutter. Jayasurya played 3 shots at it. The ball still hadn't reached and finally misses it. And the ball comes and hits us off bail. Anyway, I was just reminded of that when you said Srishant.
Yeah, no, slowing down life and striking is what the Kerala life is all about. So credit to Srishant and Abhay Kuruvilla, shout out. I'm going to look for a slower ball from Tinu Johanan, not Johanan, as you guys like to say. Tinu Johanan, and see if this matches up to the rest of the theory. Because why not? Also, while we're jinxing people, Sanju Samson is never going to make another run because why not? Not because he's in my team, but because I genuinely like the poor guy. Anyway, so and rounding up this podcast episode with the theme of pyramid scheme, our good friend Rajana Ranchand is touring Egypt right now, so she couldn't be on this podcast, but has sent us some great news from women's cricket, which is that Anya Shrubsole, I'm not even sure if I'm saying her name right, hero of 2017 World Cup for England when they defeated India at Lord's.
I still have withdrawal symptoms when I think of how that game ended, dude. India needed like some 20 runs and they had like 5 wickets or something, and Shrubsole just ran through the bottom.
This was the next match after the Harmanpreet assault, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, this was the final. Yeah.
Anyway, so she's retired, I think, at around 30 or so. As has Mignon Dupree. I'm hoping I'm saying her name correctly. But also, the BCCI has stopped India women's team from playing that Fairfield, I want to say, Invitational, the tournament in Dubai. But there is going to be a senior women's T20 league, which is apparently started yesterday, which is pretty much like the SMAT or Vijay Hazare, whichever is the T20 one. What else is happening? Yeah, the 2022 Under-19 World Cup tournament is going to happen in South Africa next year. So not only do we have baby AB smashing up it in the men's IPL, hopefully there'll soon be like Under-19 women also, and very soon women's IPL as well. So look out for that.
One fact that I got yesterday is Sarabsol is the only England cricketer with 100 T20I wickets.
Oh,
Yeah, so
she's the sole one. Yeah.
yes. But like, that's the thing. No other.
Anyayam, idella anyayam.
Yeah. I think like we've exhibited our ignorance of women's cricket enough.
Yeah, all I would want to know is when is Mithali Raj announcing her retirement. All these legends are leaving the game, but Mithali Raj is like, she's now post Tendulkar, right? She's gone to a next level. Like, really looks like she'll never stop playing.
Maybe she'll retire out and then like
Attitile.
All right. Thank you for joining us on this smallest panel of bits and pieces we've had so far. Hope you're having a fun time traveling wherever you are, or at home like the rest of us. But thank you for tuning in. Listen, share, subscribe, whatever it is that you want to keep doing. And also shout out to our greatest fan of the podcast, Krishna Chaitanya on Twitter. Thank you for always writing in with kind, funny, and often cryptic comments, which we do enjoy. But the rest of you also, please, if you like this podcast, do write into us, mention it on our Twitter handles, do whatever you like, but spread the word so you can be a part of this podcast someday. And part of the gold line, what is it on Amway, dude? I forget. we should come up with merch like Amway. That's the next thing that we need to do. Like send them merch that they can sell to their friends as well. But till that point,
the first one we make should be a Sanjay Manjrekar bobblehead.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. And probably like, do you remember there was this button called EC which you could just hit and when you're done with a task and it just say that was easy? We should have a similar one with like a Sunil Gavaskar bobblehead which will just say yeah man whenever you're done with a task, so that like it makes you like feel happy. So yeah, till that point it is goodbye from me, Tony, Nitin, and Kos. Thank you for tuning into Bits and Pieces. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.